Hello and welcome back to Producing Music. My name is Nan Weary, and today we're taking a trip across the pond to the United Kingdom, where I'll be showing you the framework for building a great UK garage track. We'll be creating the more modern version of this genre that has a strong emphasis on vocals, catchy melodies, and a two-step drum pattern. It also incorporates elements of other genres like R&B, so without further ado, let's make some UK garage. Let's start by creating the signature two-step drum pattern. I have here loaded up a kick, body snare, click snare, accent snare, and a hi-hat. Start by creating a two-step kick pattern with the kick on the downbeat and another in between the 3 and the 4. Next, throw in your main snare in full time and add the optional click snare a little bit offset to the main snare to make it a little bit clickier. Once you have the foundation down, add the accent snare in this position here with a little bit of swing. You can do that by moving the hit slightly later on the grid like this. Then throw in your hat and do the same swing trick, and that's it. Let's talk a little bit about the chords in UK Garage. You're going to want to pick a scale and then throw in a chord progression that has gaps like these two here. I'll show you how to make a really good chord sound in Serum really quick. Start off by setting the first oscillator to analog BD sine and adjusting the wavetable to about 9 o'clock to add some more harmonics. Then, to give it this chord wobbly effect, take the first LFO and apply it to the fine tune, like I'm doing here. Then you're going to do the same thing for the second oscillator, doing an analog BD sine, but instead you're going to lower it by 1 octave and apply the same chord wobble technique with the first LFO. Then you're going to adjust the envelope, which you can see I'm doing here is making it just a little bit plucky and adding some released so there are no clicks. In the effects tab, you're going to want to throw in some hyper dimension, just 9 o'clock again on the dimension. Make sure you turn down the hyper all the way to 0 as well. And then we're going to add some subtle compression. Turn up the gain just a little bit so that it pops out in the mix just a little bit more. In the post, you can add in some extra effects. What I'm doing is throwing in some chorus to make the sound a lot wider, and it's going to give it this car sort of like RC20 old-time effect. And also to achieve this, I'm going to throw in an EQ here. I'm cutting out the lows and the highs. And something, if you don't have RC20, what I like to do is in Ableton, there are a couple of good stock plugins. There's this saturation one. And then also multiband compression, you can throw in car stereo, which is a really great way to make your sounds sound a little bit more retro. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm adjusting the saturation. And then to top it all off, I'm throwing on a reverb to make it a little more spacey and have it sit in the mix just a little bit better with all the other things. For the bass, pick any analog style or short bass hit. For this track, I've used Ableton's analog saw bass preset. Then create a bass pattern with a rhythm that follows the chord progression. An easy way to do this is to copy your progression, take out all the high notes, and then chop up each bass note like this while listening to the drums to create some nice syncopation and to create a great groove. Lastly, for the chops, take out vowel portions of your vocal and feel out a melody. And make sure it's choppy. You can achieve this effect by cutting them off shorter than they should and adding just a little bit of a fade to make it sound smooth. To wrap things up, once you've created all 4 parts, you can mix, master, and arrange your track, and you're all set to go. I really appreciate those of you who stuck around this far. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you can. It means the world to small channels. Let's listen to the whole track.
You just like the bad girl, it makes she's the best. Easy with the sad girl, she'll put you to the test. Now she's just a mad girl, laying on your chest.